So, for this showdown on Proxima Station, you have in the top right the Protoss player, Harstem. His opponent in the bottom left, the German Titan, HeroMarine. Alright. So, first off, yeah, the barcode is HeroMarine. This is from his replay pack. Subscribe to his stream, get the replays, and then make the dirty esports money by casting them on your stream. I've got it all worked out. So, Proxima Station TVP. Proxima Station is definitely a map to talk. It's not a standard map. It's different. It's different than your average one in just the layout. It's very defensive. There's a relatively long rush distance, but there's a lot of airspace to work with. There's a lot of different things. There's different proportions of things you need to be worried about, and in different ways than on your average map. Your third base is pretty easy to protect, but there's a way to swing around the back. There's actually rocks at the back here, but they're very difficult to get to. Your main base is incredibly exposed. There's a gold base, but there are rocks to it. Near the bottom of the ramp, you actually have to run all the way down, cut across, and then come back. And this area here, and just in general, there's a lot of good places for force fields, for liberators. You can get a warp prism in. You can get drops in. There's a lot of backstabs and counterattacks that can be done, but it's very difficult to do it effectively. Now let's talk about the builds. HeroMarine has gone for a command center first. We see Harstem on the other side, a little bit less economically oriented with 0 Nexi and 1 pylon on the opposite side of the map. So he has less than savory intentions. Is this going to be... Now the positioning of this makes me think a couple different things. One, this might not just be... It'll probably be at least 1 Oracle, but does he transition into some sort of Void Ray all-in? Or is it just to get an Oracle in before HeroMarine could potentially have the defense? Because builds are worked out to have the timing. If an Oracle flies all the way across the map, you're supposed to have 6 Marines out, so that way you don't need to invest in turrets in multiple bases. Thank you, Templar Warden, for that sub. Or the turrets aren't coming up because you don't expect an Oracle quite that quickly. And HeroMarine cutting a few corners. He did 0 scouting this game. He's scouting forward to see maybe, is there a pylon down here? Is he waiting with a probe? But he's gotten greedy. He's gotten greedy. Now let's see if he gets punished for it. He does have an engineering bay quickly. Harstem, this build is more timed out to damage a player who's going for a 1-Rax expand, who doesn't have quite as many Marines and instead is going for tech and maybe sending a medevac out. But HeroMarine did not do that. He hasn't even taken a gas geyser yet. He's 100% relying on those minerals, and that's actually going to pay off. This greed actually pays off. Yeah, HeroMarine going down. Has he seen this? Oh, he SCV scouted it. I didn't even realize that, but he knows exactly what's coming. There's no Adept here to stop this. He should be able to get the pylon, but if the Adept's here, he can actually kill all the Marines. He needs to pull that Oracle. No, he doesn't. He actually got the first hit off. 6 Marines, technically in a straight-up fight, kill 1 Oracle, but the Marines were firing on the pylon for a split second, and the Oracle got the damage it needed, and this just took a turn here for HeroMarine. And Harstem is not all in, by any means. He has another base, he has a transition, and because he now knows what HeroMarine's build is, it's that CC first, that heavy Marine, there's no way for HeroMarine to get damage on the Harstem. He can only play defense right now. And it's going to be difficult when there's already a Void Ray out. That's not going to be nearly enough to kill the Void. It's going to be pretty close, though. And another Marine is coming down, but the Oracle actually just ran out of energy. Is that enough to kill the Void Ray? The HeroMarines of HeroMarine are coming out. Killing that first Void Ray is a big deal. If this starts gaining momentum, if he's able to get down your rocks very quickly, then, yeah, you can already see he's taking this very seriously. Not 1, but 2 bunkers, despite killing that Void Ray, because he knows there's no tech right here. His factory's coming up. He just took his gases, but he has no Widow Mines. He has no Siege Tank. He has no Starport units at all. So, right now, he needs to defend with just Marines and just bunkers and SCVs. And that's not easy. Killing that 1 Void Ray makes a huge difference in cutting off the momentum of this attack. Just 1 Void Ray? Okay. 2 Void Rays is when he can start targeting down turrets. He can easily deal with Marines if they're not in the bunkers. Void Rays actually have 1 more range than a Marine, but bunkers do give that additional 1 range as well. So he's cut into this attack, but it's not over yet. The worker count, 44 to 34 in HeroMarine's favor because he did expand so early. He hasn't lost SCVs. So as long as he holds on strongly, he's still in a good position. All right. Taking down all these rocks gives him more maneuvering space as time goes on. This is very important. If you don't have this space as a Protoss, if a Terran player can just build a wall at the front and keep your Adepts from ever even having a chance of getting in, just having the ability to hit both these bases because he has to worry about his back door now, Harstem gets a lot of map control. But once again, this is still... He's kind of transitioned from this early cheese. But it's not like he needs to kill HeroMarine here. It's absolutely not the case. Honestly, I would not be surprised to see a 3rd base very soon. But Harstem is putting a lot into this. It's not like he's going to lose it all unless he commits, but this is... If those bunkers are not full, if he gets fully up this ramp and there's nothing to repair, and it looks like he's doing it right now. He doesn't even care the SCVs are here. The force field's at the front, forcing the SCVs to have no surface area for the repair. The Guardian Shield is reducing a huge amount of this damage out of the Marines, especially from the bunker. It looks like he will be forced to retreat. The 2 bunkers were enough. 1 bunker would not have cut it, but the 2 bunkers are enough to hold on. How many SCVs went down? Not too many. Harstem is... Okay, he's now rebuilding probes, but he's still only at 35 probes. Ooh, that Widowmine. That's a nice hit. Gets some shields, kills a full Stalker. And HeroMarine, despite taking hits, he's rolling with the punches right now. He's got 5 barracks. He's got his stim on the way. He now has a couple Vikings and Widowmines. There's no detection outside of that Revelation. So Harstem, I think, needs to... And I think he agrees with me. We got a Twilight Council. We got double Forge. He's got to catch up, because this attack should not finish the game. It had a chance. It had a hope. But HeroMarine has poked and prodded and shaved off just enough units to keep this from being a game-ending threat. In fact, it's getting to the point where if Harstem stays around too long, he could lose by just losing this army. Of course, once again, we're talking about Proxima Station. We're talking about Proxima Station. We're talking about the layout. 1 force field on either of these ramps means these Marines are going nowhere. You move the Marines down the ramp, get cut off halfway with a force field, that's another way to lose the game. So HeroMarine is still bottled up in these bases. Harstem knows that. So he's holding on for now. And you see that focus on the sentries. He knows what he needs. It looks like a 3rd Nexus. He actually had a hard wall here. That's very interesting. I didn't realize Harstem went with the hard wall. But that will be the 3rd. And HeroMarine knows what he's threatened by. The second the 3rd base comes up, the scan lands. And now... Oh, there is a Revelation, but he doesn't want to risk that Oracle because he's not going to be able to remake another. He's already remaking another. Like, he knows how important those Oracles are because he doesn't have a Robo. His only detection, if he loses the Oracles, is cannons. Yeah, the bunkers are salvaged as HeroMarine now has Medivacs, he has mobility, and he realizes that Harstem is no longer investing in attack. Alright. The 2nd Oracle will not complete. Another good pickoff from HeroMarine. So this 1 Oracle has so much value now. We should see a Robo out of Harstem in a few moments, because he can't rely on just having detection from that 1 Oracle, though he's trying to cut as many corners as possible to get himself back into this. Now, despite HeroMarine having a great economy, he already has the 3rd base floating over. He's got 56 to 49 workers, which is always great for a Terran to be ahead. And he's even going to have upgrades quicker than a Protoss by a small margin. We're still on Proxima Station. Proxima Station is a map where things can go sideways so quickly. And by that I mean literally. You send 4 Medivacs into a main base and they drop and kill a Nexus, or they get gunned down by Void Rays. What? I'm not sure if that was a bit of a cheeky good luck, or acknowledging we're in a macro game now at the 9-minute and 30-second mark. I'm pretty sure both of them are just kind of, alright, now we play the game. I don't know. No, they know each other. Alright, that's friendly right there. A little bit of friendly bants. Yeah, the Phoenix will get a scout. He can't risk the Oracle. He still doesn't have a Robo. Yeah, if he loses the Oracle, it's pretty much game over. Whoa. I mean, okay, game over is too strong a way to say it, but it's a huge blow to lose the Oracle. Because now you suddenly just cannot deal with Widow Mines, and that starts stacking up. Another base has been taken. Is there a scan? Where is that scan? Where is he scanning? He scans the main, scans the net, sees the double ups. He's looking for any sort of transitions like a Robo Bay. I don't think it would be Stargates, like a Templar Archives, a Dark Shrine. These are all things that HeroMarine needs to consider. And also he just wants to get a bead on maybe where the units are, where the pylons are laid out for when he but could attack in late. There's a Stasis Ward as well. That could come in handy. A fourth base already on the way for HeroMarine, taking all those advantages as soon as Harstem pulled back. That's a lot of shade he's throwing, but he does not want to fight these bio units right now. There's the cancel and the revelation. Harstem, if he gets a few units, he'll take it, but he knows he can't fight directly. That's why he's out on the map. He's forcing, maybe HeroMarine makes a mistake, he takes a good fight. If Harstem just sits back, then HeroMarine's going to set himself up in such a position it's going to be impossible for Harstem to defend. All right. Things kind of slow down as both these players ramp up their economies. We see the 2-2 on the way for either side, but the Chrono Boost will let Harstem finish it a bit quicker. Blink, a Robo Bay, Immortals, second Robo as well, so he's going in that full power Protoss army, whereas on the other side, HeroMarine has kind of skipped the Liberator stage and gone straight into the Ghosts. And the Ghosts are the late game. Ghosts are effective against every single Protoss unit. They don't even have to have a purple bar. They don't even have to have energy. Just wiping away those shields is absolutely huge. Adepts have 80 HP and 70 shields. Stalkers 80. You EMP everything, you wipe out half its HP. That's 50%. I did the math. Got some casual force fields. He just doesn't want this army to be able to come down easily. There's the triple force field perfectly placed. The Adepts are working through the rocks. They aren't incredible archaeologists, but they'll find their way through eventually. That one Marauder slips through and all buttered up. And the EMP lands on most of the sentries, and he can no longer hold this point. He's out of force field. He still has a couple Guardian Shields. The scan saw the disruptors, but did he actually look at the edge of the scan? A lot of the time you don't look at the very edge. You just kind of get the gist of it. So these disruptor hits could make the difference. There are Adepts harassing on the other base, but this fight is more important. More EMPs across the main chunk of the army. Our shot's going to be fired. One shot goes out, but he's holding the other one. It's the Ghost. The Guardian Shield has been lifted, but he's actually chunking through this army. HeroMarine not able to get quite enough damage. The Guardian Shield helped out a lot. The disruptor shots weren't bad at all. And at the same time, these Adepts finally being cleaned up. I'm not exactly sure how many workers they got, but we can take a look. 13 workers killed, and most of them, I think about 7 or 8 were from those Adepts. The rest were from that original attack. So now that the disruptors are out, HeroMarine showing us what the counter is. 4 Liberators at a time. Now you can no longer fight with just the Ghosts. You need something to zone out those disruptors so you yourself don't get zoned away. And that's going to be the Liberators. No fusion core yet. No additional starports, but he's already got 2 with reactors. As this army is well spread, just a fishing shot. We'll get a Ghost and a Viking. No one can complain about that. And now there's 5 disruptors and no direct answer here. Without the Liberators, the ball is back in Harstem's court. Despite HeroMarine having the larger army, the disruptors just have too much potential. I don't expect them to get ridiculous hits. They're not going to hit 20 supply of units, but they're going to keep HeroMarine from closing the distance here. Another shot coming out. That's a big one. Just kidding. He split perfectly at the last second, and I look like an idiot. These splits are incredible, by the way. But the Liberators are moving forward as well, adding support to this force. You can't rely just on the splits because you mess up once, and that's game over. The Liberators continuing to unsiege and resiege very confidently. Completely moves away. Another beautiful split. Another shot comes out. This one almost going to land. The one on the left side did a decent amount as well. The right side shot going to be targeted down. There goes the disruptor. But another one and another one. And these units just seem to keep coming, and there always seems to be another disruptor shot. but at the same time, HeroMarine is pushing through. Somehow the medevacs have kept these units on top, and now there are no disruptor shots. One comes out from the back, but he can push right back forward. The overcharges are forced to be used. The Liberators are down, but more are coming up. The disruptors are starting to recharge, but the medevacs have not been swept off the sky as he continues to push forward. 156 to 134 supply, and that was all with an upgrade disadvantage. 3-3 is about to finish. It's going to be 3-3 against 3-3. These armies can fight heads up without the disruptor shots. Harstem is going to be losing so much ground. If he's able to get the 4th base, it's going to be enough maybe to break his back. The supplies are still desperately even, but the Liberators are coming forward. Both players playing at a ridiculous speed right now. Another disruptor shot, but he moves back. 4 Marauders going to go down this time around. We need those Liberators up here so we can push fully forward. The disruptor count has reached 7, and he's continuing to push forward. The medevac's still doing work. They're starting to run out of energy. He micros away with the medevac against the disruptor shot. A little bit of extra flavor. He doesn't get the target. So many Marauders are going to go down at the same time. He's pushing forward, and another one. That single Liberator is zoning out this entire Protoss army. It's putting in work the American way. A little bit of a lull as the HeroMarine backs off. There's nothing else going on the map. They're both 100% concentrated on this fight. But the new Liberator zones are coming up, but HeroMarine going to lose a few more units. The Disruptor shots continuing to come out. The Liberators sieging directly on top of the Stalkers. But at the same time, the Disruptors are cleaning up a lot underneath. The +3 Stalkers are doing a good job. 2-3 more Libs are going to go down. He has a couple more Disruptor shots. HeroMarine splitting, but he's going to lose a few more Marauders. It's 135 to 135 supplies, continuing to move forward. More Stalkers are going to go down. Dead even on supplies. The worker count is high enough. 2 Colossi come. They don't have extended thermal lance. They can't move in to the range of the Liberators yet, but it looks like HeroMarine once again has been driven back. Harstem pushed into a corner, but he's always clawing back just in time. Another Disruptor coming up, more Liberators. They do not have range. He has not had time to do anything but this fight. Neither player has. No Warp Prisms, no drops, no counterattacks. Just an all-out brawl, back and forth, a slugfest in the middle of the map. We see more Disruptor shots are coming up. He's slowly but surely starting to cut off this base. He has another one in the corner. The worker count 63 to 70. And both players nearing that 165 supply. The Disruptor shots at the very edge of the Liberation zones will shave off a couple more, but he can't afford to lose anything at this point. HeroMarine has gone up to 5 bases. He's finally found... Oh, and we're going for the main. The Doom Drop has begun. He's bringing the Liberators up. He's a little bit slow. But the Colossi and the Disruptors have to walk all the way back. The Liberators will siege up, but they're not in perfect positioning. He does have to run through. The gateways are actually acting as a deterrent for this army. That Disruptor shot not perfectly microed, so it's not going to be able to connect. That one shaves off a lot more. At the same time, HeroMarine is rallying into the base. They're both under so much pressure. Another shot comes in. Knocks out 15 supply. A single Void Ray coming to save the day. He will pick up and get out of there. But that actually cost HeroMarine a ton of his supply. He lost half a dozen Liberators. He lost several medevacs and the medevacs of units. And Harstem will hold on. HeroMarine went for the jugular, but Harstem blocked it at the last second, and he will be counterattacking now. What a game. All right. The Liberator count is still pretty good. He's got some Widow Mines now to help out. Underneath those libs, you can't really blink into those, not realistically. The supply is still at 180. These economies are ridiculously high-powered, both at about 2K income per minute. And Harstem's about to have his gold base again, so that will go up. And finally, the Oracle, which has stood tall for the last 15 minutes, will fall to a Widow Mine. But Harstem continues to move forward. The Disruptor shot's shaving off the Widow Mines. That's pretty much guaranteed damage. Right on the edge of that Liberator. He goes forward. He's already shaved off the Widow Mines. The beautiful spread through. He actually had 4 medevacs of units, and he's dropping them on the Colossi to minimize damage. Disruptor shots coming from other side, but the Terran surround. Terran as he moves forward. Another Disruptor shot coming in. He's still splitting. The Liberators are doing their best. The medevacs are pretty much out of energy. And Harstem will be forced back. The Liberators still in the air. Vikings are being produced now. The direct counter to the Colossi. The Stalker count has been reduced. It's down to 6. Which is dangerously low. As they step back, constant scans. He needs to be on top of whether there are observers, whether anything else is happening. He's trying to cut off this angle. The Vikings are here. He has +1 ship weapon, so he's not completely useless. Disruptor shot wards him away. as they continue to exchange. Harstem actually has the... I didn't even realize that he had this space. Another disruptor shot. And he just moves forward. He steps, but not quite good enough on the stutter there. The Liberator's still getting some damage from the front, but Colossi will be shaved off, knocked down. Liberator's taken out as well. Harstem still maintaining a very respectable supply, but so is HeroMarine during all of this, and his unit composition is still okay. But the problem here, he's down to 4 medevacs. He can't just keep stimming infinitely. If you have 10 medevacs, sure, do whatever you want with your life, alright? You can go to rehab later. But if you have 4 medevacs and they're overworked, exhausted, and out of energy, that's not so realistic. And this is a big play here. But the Observer saw it at the last second. The Observer came in. The scan wasn't there. And this drop is going to be shut down before it even starts. HeroMarine with the pre-scans to make sure he doesn't lose 40 supply for nothing. And he turns it around, but the Stalker's jumping in. This Terran surround is absolutely huge. More hits coming in. The Colossi are falling without any damage on the bio. Another one going to be knocked down. The Liberators are re-sieging. There's just not enough Stalkers on the field. There's a couple Disruptor shots. One goes down. The other one goes down. There's no more splash damage. The Medevacs have no energy. They're getting real ambitious. They're delirious. And HeroMarine takes a good fight, despite looking like he was going to be caught out of position. But Harstem maintains his supply. And the Vikings continue to micro around. The Stalkers will take out the rest, but one Colossi can be microed against. It's just these medevacs. He needs medevacs again. I think he's built a couple more. Yeah, 2 fresh medevacs come up because he knocked out all the splash damage, so he has to go back into trading with the bio. The Nexus will be the next casualty. The Liberator's not quite in position for this fight, but he still has a good spread. These units are too far close to the red, though. Ooh, another set of Liberators. We'll take out the Stalkers. The Disruptor is up. This is the only Disruptor left so far. He's transitioned pretty much fully into the Colossi, which are more reliable in this back-and-forth mobile game. And you can tell, this is why Protosses don't make Disruptors that often, especially once Starport units start to be in high number, is just they're not reliable. They just don't get guaranteed damage, especially not against players like HeroMarine. And these bases are starting to mine out. HeroMarine has mined out of 1, 2, 3, 4 bases. Harstem has mined out of 3, going on 4. So they're actually starting... We're getting to that stage of the game where you can't just keep throwing bodies into each other. You actually have to have care for what units are dying, what units are living, and what bases need to be taken. And this is a pretty risky drop going out, but there is no Observer to scout it. We'll see it now, but he's trying to pull the army out of position. If he loses these 3 medevacs, that can still easily turn the tides, and they're out there. He's literally caught between a rock and a hard place. He's trying to get out of there. He's trying to get out of blink range, and he's doing a good job so far. Running all the way down. He scans the army. He should be moving forward. He does. The Stalker's getting a bit ahead of themselves. These units are still dropped out. What will HeroMarine do? These units all should go down. He's moving forward, but the gold base is already mined out. Harstem doesn't really need to defend it anymore. All but one medevac will get blasted out of the sky. There's the scan. He sees the... Well, he should see the army in a moment. The gold base will be removed, though, honestly, the probes are more important than the Nexus itself now. There's still a single medevac, and that can still be a massive thorn in Harstem's side. Couple sentries coming out. You got to have that Guardian Shield, and force fields can't hurt. Well, not sure about those trades, but there's a drop over here. As HeroMarine looking for any damage, that one medevac comes back to bite him. But we will see. As Harstem is down to 46 probes, and he's only got 1 mining base. As HeroMarine is mining off of 2, he's lifted. He's not even on point, but close enough. And we are base trading. Harstem's going forward. There's a lot of high damage armies, but one good disruptor hit. Oh no! 20 supply goes down. It's still not enough to fight for Harstem here, but that was... He had 1 shot. If he doesn't hit that, if he lets it slip, then that's pretty much game. He needed that. It's still dicey. HeroMarine is up on supply. But it's still, if any of these armies get shaved off too easily, then it evens up. These Stalkers are going to go down. There's a few more units here. He's only got one Colossus, and HeroMarine will spread, but the force fields will section off some units. There's more units from the other side as well. Harstem still going towards the base. The force fields are the only thing between this Colossi and destruction. Harstem still going forward. There's not that many units back at home, but HeroMarine just has so much bio. These units are so stimmed. He has a couple force fields. The Guardian Shield's going to go down. A couple Zealots coming up. Anything to get in front of this Colossi. But it is going to go down. Are there any? There's no more anti-air for the Void Ray. There's 2 Marines left in this. 1 Void Ray comes back, and it would be able to clean everything else on the ground. The buildings are lifted. Oh no, the Void Ray is killing these full medevacs. No, it doesn't get the other one. The Adepts are here. These units are very red. But the path that Harstem opened up before actually allowed HeroMarine to get his army out of his base. Otherwise, it could have been trapped in there. But that Void Ray doing work. These units did make it out. And Harstem moving for the cutoff. So, army supply, 67 versus 76. But neither player's army is fully together. Harstem has gutted the base. He's gotten rid of most of the production, so they can no longer replace their unit. And HeroMarine moving in. How many medevacs? He only has 3 medevacs left, and 2 of them are badly bruised. There's still 3 Colossi. There are no Vikings. These are such weird armies. This Colossi should be knocked over. There should be enough units here to micro against 1 Colossi. But there's no medevacs with the army, so any stims are going to bring him into such a precarious position. HeroMarine on paper should have control here. But so there goes most of the pylons. Harstem has next to no money left. HeroMarine still has money if he can use it to rebuild. He targets down the sentry, removes the Guardian Shield, but these Colossi are still putting in work. More units are moving out. It looks like Harstem actually took out a solid amount of these units. The SCVs are here. There's more units in the main. The medevacs? No! He gets one! And he gets the other one. Harstem with a beautiful snipe there. But there are still bases. He's moving all the barracks back. He can still build Marines and Marauders. There's an entire base in the bottom right corner. There's 1 medevac on the field. 15 Adepts, 2 Stalkers, and 1 Void Ray. The Colossi are roaming around. There's just no production of units that can actually deal with any of Harstem's armies, but he's so spread out. HeroMarine is desperately fighting a war of attrition right now. Harstem has 1 Nexus. He has 1 Pro. 1. And, oh my god, these Vikings could potentially kill this Colossi. There's just 1 Stalker to try to stop them. It's probably safer. It's a good move to get the Vikings out of there. He's going to need everything. Unfortunately, he's trying to bring these in. I don't think he realized there were 2 Stalkers now. The Vikings are going to go down before killing the Colossi, and that hurts a lot. And HeroMarine, the only corner Harstem hasn't checked is... Oh, he has checked. He's seen it. Harstem's at 112 supply. I mean, HeroMarine is. But 58 of that is SCVs. The thing is, he's still mining. He's still mining. It's just these armies are so strong. There's another base, this Void Ray, coming in clutch once again. But there's nothing, like, it's just straight bio against straight Marines. So if there's anything that doesn't counter Colossi, that's it. That's it. That's the only thing he could have that doesn't counter the Colossi. These Adepts are shading out. Honestly, that might be the wrong call. He should probably stick around to try to kill these SCVs, but he wants them with the army. These Adepts doing well enough. Harstem has not rebuilt this base and is being revealed. There's a large run of bio over here. There's still a Colossi. These units are getting shaved off one by one, but HeroMarine has retaken his main. The Nomad Terran. His once and future home. The SCVs will escape. They're actually attacking. They will kill an Adept. Hilariously enough. And HeroMarine is still at 100 supply. And there are more Adepts over here. And even though you think you can attack them, you never can. More Vikings are in production. There's literally 0 anti-air here, by the way. There's nothing to save these Colossi. He only has 2 Stalkers against 5 5 Vikings. There are only 2 Stalkers. He can't make any more Stalkers. He's gonna lose all his Colossi. 1. HeroMarine is now... The incomes are 0. Literally 0. And the Colossi, he realizes... Wait, I think these Stalkers just got sniped. No, there were still 2 Stalkers, but HeroMarine holds on. He holds it together. Just enough. And wins. So... What a game. That was beautiful. We watched 30 minutes. We watched longer than 30. This is HeroMarine still in the game, by the way. The replay is still going. He's scanning everything. He's like, oh yeah, I guess he didn't have anything. But, HeroMarine and Harstem putting on a beautiful show there. The Lancer torpedoes showing their strength. If I was HeroMarine, I'd stay in the game and savor it for a little while too. So, but yeah, so that was beautiful. That was a good one. All right.